Now friend, 13 divided by 7. Here quotient is friends 1 and remainder is 6. So remainder, standard remainder is 6. So here we calculate quotient and standard remainder. So division is called as Euclidean division. Now Chinese remainder theorem. Chinese remainder theorem. With help of Chinese remainder theorem, we can calculate remainder of Euclidean division when Euclidean division integer n divided by divisor, integer n divided by divisor, say n1 n2 n1 n2 n3 so on nk are known. That is friends n mod n1, that is standard remainder is r1, n mod n2 standard remainder is r2, so on friends n mod nk standard remainder is rk. So these remainders are known, then we can easily calculate by using Chinese remainder theorems. We can easily calculate n mod product of this divisor, provided n1 n2 so on these divisor are pairwise coprimes, n3 into nk. We can easily calculate this remainder, and this remainder comes between friend 0 to, if we denote this by capital M, then greater than or equal to 0 and less than M, and there uniquely we can calculate this remainder. And in modular form this is written as, if we know x equal to say remainder r1 mod n1, again when x is divided by n2 gives remainder r2, and x equal to r3 congruent to r3 modulo n3, so on friends. We know x congruent to rk modulo nk, then and n1 n2 n3 so on up to nk, these are the pairwise coprime numbers. That means if we pick any of these two divisor, then GCD highest common factor between them is just 1. So friends, in such case they are pairwise coprime, and in such cases we can also calculate from this, we can also calculate x equal to, then there exists integer which is congruent to x, say it is friends m. So modulo the product of all these n1 into n2 into n3 so on up to nk, let it is integer p. There exists integer m between 0, that is greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to this product p, and such that it satisfies all equation. That means if we substitute this m at this place, then it satisfies this equation also. An example friends, it helps us in computing like 12 raised to 13 friends modulo 15, 12 raised to 13 modulo 15. Let us take some smaller example. 12 raised to 7 modulo 15. Now suppose we like to calculate remainder of this. Say 12 raised to 15, its remainder comes m with respect to modulo 15. Sorry, here take 7. Now we like to calculate this remainder. For that, what we do, instead of considering this big number, we factorize 15 into co-prime. So 3 and 5 are relatively prime. So now what we can do, we can calculate 12 raised to 7 modulo 3 as well as 12 raised to 7 modulo 5, and from this we can calculate m. So calculating 12 raised to 7 modulo 3 is far easier, friends. So 12 is perfectly divisible by 3, so 0 raised to, replacing 12 by 12 mod 3, we get 0 raised to 7, so this is 0, and 12 raised to 7 modulo 5 gives, replacing 12 by remainder of 12 divided by 5, that is 2 raised to 7. Again we can replace 2 raised to 7 means 128, and its remainder is nothing but 128 divided by 5 gives remainder as 3. So friends, when 12 raised to 7 divided by 3 gives remainder as 0, friends. So 12 raised to 7 divided by 3 gives remainder as 0 modulo 3, and 12 raised to 7 divided by 5 gives remainder as 3, friends. Now 3 and 5 are pairwise co-prime, so now we can easily calculate 12 raised to 7 modulo this modulo 15. So we can calculate this. Now how? Say it is m. So this m lies between m greater than or equal to 0 and less than this 50, because this is standard remainder, friends. So now here 12 raised to 7 and m also satisfy this equation, friends. That means when we substitute in place of 12 raised to 7, we substitute m, then it also congruent to this. 12 raised to 7 congruent to m, so but here 12 raised to 7 congruent to 3, so m congruent to 3 modulo 5 and m congruent to 0 modulo 3. M congruent to 0 modulo 3 means m is multiple of 3, because it leaves remainder 0 when divided by 3. So what are the multiple of 3 between starting from 0 and up to 14 is 0, 3, 6, 9 and 12, friends. These 5 numbers are multiple of 3. Now out of these 5 numbers, which one is congruent to 3 with respect to modulo 5? So that means just 3 over the multiple of 5. So that is leaves remainder 3 in divided by 5, friends. And that is nothing but three itself, friends. See, 3 itself leave remainder 3. Thus 12 raised to 7 m becomes 3, friends. in this manner we can easily calculate. Now let us verify it. 12 raised to 7, we calculate mod 15. So 12 can be considered there. 12 minus 15, that is minus 3. So it becomes congruent to minus 3 raised to 7. And minus 3 raised to 7 means minus 3 raised to 6 into minus 3. That is print 9 into 9 into 9 into minus 3 friends. And 9 into 9 is 81. 81 divided by 15 gives friends 6 as the remainder. 6 into, now this 9, 6 into 9 becomes 54. 54 divided by 15 gives 12. 54 divided by 15 gives 9 as the remainder friends. 9 as the remainder. Up to this point we get 9. Replace this by 9. So 9 into minus 3 becomes minus 27. Now minus 27 is congruent to minus 27 plus 30 with respect to modulo 15. That is 30 means twice into 15 added away. So and this becomes 3 become. Thus in this manner this turn out right. We know Euler's phi function or Fermat-Schliiter's theorem for prime number p. According to Fermat-Schliiter theorem, a raised to p, where a is co-prime to p, a raised to p minus 1 gives remainder 1 with respect to modulo p friends. And also according to Euler-Fermat theorem, integer a raised to phi of n, where GCD of a and n is 1. So equal to 1 modulo n. Now with help of these two equations and Chinese remainder theorem, we can calculate remainder of any integer a raised to some power n divided by d. Remainder of this. We can easily calculate remainder of this friends. Mod 14 according to Euler's phi function. Now 4 and 40 are not co-prime, so we cannot use friends Euler's Fermat theorem. So what we can do? So replace 4 by 16 raised to 14. Now 16 divided by 14 is nothing but friends 2 raised to 60 can be replaced by 60 divided by 14. Remainder of 60 divided by 14, that is 2. Now again 2 raised to 40 means 4 raised to 7. Four raised to 7 mod 14. So now 4 raised to 7 means 4 raised to 6 into 4, that is 4 cube 64 square into 4. Now 64 divided by 14 is nothing but friends minus 6, because it is just 6 minus it is 6 less than 70, so we can replace it by minus 6. Minus 6 square is nothing but friends 36 into 4, and 36 divided by 14 is nothing but 8. So replacing this by 8, we get 8 into 4, that is 32, and 32 divided by 40 gives remainder as 8 friends. No, 32 divided by 14. So this is 8 here, this becomes 8. 8 square is 64. 64 into 4, can replace this by 6. 6 into 4 is nothing but friends 8. 8 into 4 is nothing but 32, and 32 is nothing but remainder 4. So by this approach we get remainder as 4 friends. Now according to our concept, 4 raised to 28, 0 modulo 2, and 4 raised to 28 is nothing but modulo 7. So 4 raised to 4 and 7 are co-prime to each other. So 4 raised to 5 of 7, that is 6, becomes friends this becomes congruent to 1 modulo 7. So raising 4th power, that is 4 raised to 24, also congruent to 1 into 4 raised to 4 friends. So this becomes 1. Now 4 raised to 4 is nothing but 4 square into 4 square, that is 16 into 16. Now 16 into 16 is nothing but friends 2 into 2, that is 4. So 4 raised to 28 congruent to 4 modulo 7, and 4 raised to 28 congruent to 0 modulo 2. According to Chinese remainder theorem, 4 raised to 28 congruent to unique number modulo product of these pairwise co-prime numbers, that is 14. So, and this is congruent to 4 raised to 28, so it is also congruent to this, and it is also congruent to this. That means, and m is between 0 to 14. So least solution is m greater than or equal to 0, less than 14. Now between 14, here is number 7k plus 4, that is multiple of 7 plus 4. So here what is the number, that is just 4 over the multiple of 7, that is 4 and 11, and out of these numbers which number is perfectly divisible by 2, that is 4. Therefore m becomes 4 friends. This 4 is our solution. Now last m digits. M digits of a raised to n, where a and n are integers friends. A and n are positive integers. So what is 2 raised to 127? Last two digit of 2 raised to 127. This is nothing but friends, calculating last two digits means calculating mod 100, and mod 100 can be written as 25 into 4. So what we do, friends, instead of calculating this directly, we calculate first 2 raised to 127 mod with respect to mod 25. So we know 2 and 25 are co-prime to each other, so 2 raised to 5 25, 5 25, that is nothing but, friends, 25 into 4 by 5. So 20, 5 20, 5 25 means 22 raised to 20 is congruent to 1 modulo 25. So its sixth power, 2 raised to 20 raised to 6 power, also congruent to 1, and over this into 2 raised to 7. So this becomes 1, 2 raised to 7, and in this manner 2 raised to 7 is nothing but, friends, 128, and 128 can be written as 125 plus 3. Now this is the multiple of 25, so we can replace it by 0 because it is congruent to 0. So 3 is our remainder, friends. Now 2 raised to 127 congruent to 3 modulo 25. Now we calculate 2 raised to 127 modulo 4, and that is also far easy. Two raised to 127, we like to calculate modulo 4 with respect to modulo 4. Now 5 of 4 is nothing but, friends, here modulo 4, it can be written as, friends, 2 raised to 126 into 2, and it is definitely going to be multiple of 4, so it is 0, friends. So 0. Now, friends, for calculating 2 raised to 127 modulo 100, we have to consider number from 0 to 99 such that when it is divided by 4 leaves remainder 0, and when it divided by 25 leaves remainder 3. That means just 3 over the multiple of 25. Consider first number, first 3 over the multiple of 25, that is 3, 25 plus 3, 28 is 53, and friends, 75 plus 3 is 78, and friends, 74. So out of this, which is the congruent to 0 modulo 4, that means when it is divided by 4 leaves remainder 0, that is, it is perfectly divisible by 4, 28. So 28 is our desired remainder. So 2 raised to 127 gives 28 as remainder when it is divided by 100. That means 2 raised to 127 ends with 28 modulo 100. And if we directly calculate 5 of 100 is nothing but, friends, Phi of 100 is nothing but 100. 100 can be written as 5 2 raised to 5, sorry, 2 raised to 2 into 5 raised to 2, and thus this become 100 into 1 minus 1 by 2, that is 1 by 2, into 1 minus 1 by 5, that is 4 by 5, and this cancel out and this become 40. So 40 times 3, so phi of 100 is 14. 20, this is 14. Now here we cannot use Euler-Fermat's theorem because 2 and 100 are not co-prime to each other. So we have to use Chinese theorem, and in this way we applied Chinese theorem. 21 is the remainder. And friends, in general, if we see even number raised to 100, last two digits are nothing but, friends, 76. And 76 into 2 raised to 7, that is 2 raised to 100, ends with 76, and 2 raised to 7 ends with 100. 2 raised to 7 is 128. So 76 into 128 also ends with 28. And in this manner we can verify this. And thus Chinese remainder help us to calculate remainder, last m digits. Similarly, we can calculate last 3 digits. Thanks for watching.